I'm Emma Chevalier of Revelator Coffee.
I'm Kenny Gannon of the Wright Center at Samford. Hi, Emma.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So what do you do at Samford?
So what do I run the Wright Center, Performing Arts Center. There's an administrative aspect to it, but the thing I like best is figuring out what kind of shows we're going to do, how to bring people together, how to engage the campus, that kind of thing.
How long have you been there?
6 months.
Oh wow. Where were you before that?
I was in Raleigh, North Carolina. 20 years. Well, I went to Samford.
Oh. What did you study?
Music.
Do you still play?
Sing. Yes, I do.
So what are you guys working on now?
We're working on our next season. Renovations. The Wright Center was built in 1976, and I was a student at Samford in 1976, and I was in the very first show that was ever in the Wright Center, which was A Midsummer Night's Dream. So this spring is the 40th anniversary. So we're going to be renovating, which is why I like the job, why I came back. And we're going to be celebrating. We're going to do a commemorative program. But they're doing A Midsummer Night's Dream again, and I'll get to be around to see the recreation of the actual production we did 40 years ago. So that's what we're working on.
So is it just the play, or is there a musical component?
Well, there's a lot of music in a lot of Shakespeare plays, but there's not that much music in A Midsummer Night's Dream for some reason. Just a little bit here and there. Fairies sing. But yeah, no, I was a music major and they dragged me over to be in that. Yeah, had a good time though. How about you?
How about me? I am working at Revelator Coffee Company. I started the company with two other folks, Elizabeth Pogue and Josh Owen, in New Orleans. A couple
I went
years
to
ago.
LSU too.
Cool. Well,
Yeah.
go Tigers. I'll
Go
say that
Tigers.
for Elizabeth. I went to UT, but yeah. So we started the company.
Texas, not
Texas,
Tennessee.
UT, Austin.
Yeah.
So we started the business a couple years ago in New Orleans and have recently moved headquarters here to downtown Birmingham. I have a new role in the company. I am now creative director and director of education. We have 5 stores now, one being here in Birmingham.
Get the name Revelator.
It has a southern cadence. We wanted a company that Southerners could relate to, but was still a little bit mysterious and doesn't have an exact story or meaning to it, but it is a Southern word.
Revelation.
Revelator. It has a Southern cadence. It's not named after anything. There is one of the oldest call and response blues songs is John the Revelator, so there's that history to it. But it's more of just a sound and a cadence thing.
And where does the coffee come from?
Coffee comes from all over the world, but we roast it here in Birmingham.
Nice.
So we have a very seasonal menu. All the coffees are fresh.
Where are the stores? The shops?
Birmingham.
Cafes?
So here on 3rd and 19th, across from the Alabama.
Perfect.
Nashville, Chattanooga, Atlanta, New Orleans, one to come in Charleston, one, maybe 2 more here, and another one in Nashville. And another in Atlanta.
Wow. So are they cafes? I mean, are they...
Yeah, so they're coffee shops with some light fare. Each, they all have the same coffee menu, but each store features different local bakeries or chefs for food.
So the coffees come from everywhere. Is it the roast that makes the taste different?
So you always have to start with really high quality green coffee. You can't it's like making a steak. You can't make an amazing, beautiful steak if you start with poor quality meat. So it always starts at sourcing. We source really quality, expressive, nuanced coffees. We highlight their inherent character and personality, and we try to highlight the sense of place, nuance.
It sounds like wine.
Yeah, it's a lot like wine. Or we approach coffee in a similar way. So we roast it very carefully in small batches. a few times a week, so it's super fresh. And then we brew everything really carefully too. And we really listen to the coffee. It's not about trying to get in the way and have our hand in it. Our hand is kind of
that's very philosophical.
It's very zen.
It is.
Wine's a very complex beverage that we consume, and coffee is even more complex than that. So there's all these potential flavor characteristics within coffee. So when we source a coffee, we purchase it for a certain character, flavor profile, and we really try to preserve that throughout the whole process.
So the brewing is also, like, there's a million ways to brew coffee, right? So at your shop, what would be the different ways of brewing a cup of coffee?
So on our menu is very simple. It's very focused, so you can really approach coffee in a way that's not intimidating, and the variety is highlighted.
I'm intimidated.
Don't be.
Sorry.
You can order a regular cup of coffee, it's a pour over, or you could get an espresso or an espresso beverage, or cold brew. We have hot and iced teas as well. But we really try to take the frills away. There's not a lot of additives. So you can, we have chocolate or simple syrup, but that's it. And
you mean to add to the coffee? No cream?
Oh yeah, milk and stuff, but I'm talking flavor-wise. So we don't really do flavored drinks, except we did just recently...
like hazelnut coffee, or do you do that, or is it mostly just coffee?
So it's coffee, but we do have the chocolate and simple option, but we also recently launched a seasonal drink menu. So each store now will be featuring a specialty seasonal drink. The one in Birmingham is really fun. It's called Sweet Sounds of Summer, named after the Shangri-La's song, which maybe you could sing for us at the end. But it's Buffalo Rock, cold brew, and cardamom simple syrup with an orange peel.
That's the drink.
It's really good.
The hours late,
7 days a week, 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day.
So what about the show people? Like the people who go to the Alabama?
Oh, usually when there's specials, when there's features at the Alabama, we'll stay open. So what's going on at Samford?
All right, so I came back to Samford in March of this year. I went to Samford, graduated from Samford in 1977, and really hadn't been back to Birmingham much in the intervening years. And in the 6 months I've been back, it's like I didn't even really think about it when I decided to come back. But since I've been back, I've been reconnecting with my teachers, lots of old friends, and there's something about the sort of feeling I had at Samford that's being regenerated for me, or I don't know if that's the right word, but it's coming alive again, that maybe was dormant, to reconnect with all these friends, and it's like, oh my gosh, I sort of left all that behind. And it's sort of, all of that is infusing my work. That would be a good thing you could do to coffee, I guess, infuse, but it's shaping what it is I want to do. So I want to bring people onto the campus. I want what we do to build community, just like you do. I wanted to build the Samford community and get the Samford community and lots of other different groups in Birmingham to come on and get to know who we are and what we do. And so there's a lot of it that feels like it's a chance for me to come back and sort of build a legacy, both in the physical space, leading, working on the renovation, and then sort of directing what it is that people think about Samford. It's pretty weird.
So what is the most exciting thing coming up for you?
I'm really excited about Cat Edmondson next year.
When is that?
That's next November. We have a whole year to do that, and it's a good season. But I didn't choose it. It was chosen by my predecessor. We have the Vienna Boys Choir coming up, which is going to be great. We have a sort of Celtic Nights, which is Irish dance and singing later on. But again, those are things I didn't choose. I did grow up in the Southern Baptist Church with a real heavy gospel music influence in my life. Jake Hess, who was a member of the Statesman Quartet and Hobie Lister. Have you ever heard of those guys?
I have not.
Yeah, it's okay. though Jake was a member of my church, so Frank Jones and Tim Banks and I and some other, we're putting on a tribute to the statesman next April that I'm writing, and Frank and I are conceiving, and we've put together a gospel quartet. And the Lister family, Hobie's dead, but the Lister family's coming over. So again, I was like, wow, here I am in this job that I thought was going to be kind of an administrative job. And I'm producing a tribute to Hobie Lister and the Statesman, and his family's coming. And
when is that?
That's next April.
Okay, cool.
April 8th and 9th. And because Hobie and Jake, they were featured on the Gaither Homecoming shows. Hobie and Jake meant so much to me as a young man, and their music is still really good. To actually get to do a tribute to them, again, another surprise for me. That's the thing. It's been such a surprise. I'm working on a partnership with the Symphony and the Opera and Red Mountain Theater. We're going to do joint projects, maybe Porgy and Bess, maybe something else. Again, there I am getting to collaborate with all these organizations. It's been a real surprise, but a treat.
Should we close with singing John the Revelator?
I don't know the song. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I don't know
you
the song.
have to learn it.
Okay, I will learn that and the other one. I know the Shangri-Las, but I don't know the song.
Yeah, Sweet Sounds of
It's
Summer.
impressive, Emma.
Nice
Very
to meet
impressive.
you.
Nice to meet you.